Y'all ready to be history?
Get started.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
To the Pro Audio Suite.
These guys are professional. They're motivated.
Thanks to TriBooth, the best vocal booth for home or on-the-road voice recording. And Austrian Audio, making passion heard. Introducing Robert Marshall from Source Elements and Someone Audio Post, Chicago. Darren Robbo Robertson from Voodoo Radio Imaging, Sydney. Tech to the VO Stars, George the Tech Whittam from LA. And me, Andrew Peters, voiceover talent and home studio guy.
Line up, learner!
Here we go.
And welcome to another Pro Audio Suite, thanks to TriBooth. Don't forget the code, TRIPAP200. That will get you $200 off your TriBooth. But get in early because I think they're a bit of a waiting list.
It is the
Get your
travel
TriBooth.
season, after all.
It is the travel season. Well, not down here. This is the
It is here.
hibernation season down here. It's
I
bloody
can tell by
freezing.
the number of bookings in my calendars, but everybody's off a cliff, as everybody.
I can tell by looking at Facebook.
They're still revenge traveling, they are.
Yeah. And of course, Austrian Audio, making passion heard. Now, for a bit of shameless promotion, Robbo's going to make himself heard. What have you got, Robbo?
Well, it's kind of self-promotion, but it's also something that I found really interesting. I was working, doing a voiceover demo for a client the other day, a lady called Sumara Meers. And she's here in Australia. She's actually out in rural New South Wales from about 300 kilometres west of where I am. But the thing really wasn't about her demo, but what really got me was her room. In fact, I've got a bit of a cold sample here, and I want you guys to tell me if you can pick where she might have recorded this.
Oh, okay.
This is cold. This is unprocessed.
For the past 65 years, Mazda has been one of Australia's most trusted brands. We've travelled together, celebrated milestones, and navigated life's twists and turns.
So tell me, boys, what room in her house do you reckon that was recorded in?
Does the room have plumbing in it?
It does. It's her bathroom.
Yeah.
So she actually built her studio in their old ensuite, which didn't work. In fact, she said it leaks like a sieve. Sounds great.
Well, the good thing about that is if the script is giving you the shits, at least you can take one.
Well, that's the problem, she said, is there's actually no toilet in there. And the other problem that she has is she said every 3 or 4 months she's got to lift up the carpet on the floor and pour boiling water down the floor drain because it dries out and starts to stink. But other than that, that's her voice booth. I thought that was incredible.
She could use the shower rose as a mic stand as well.
She could, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
So there you go.
That is hilarious.
It occurred to me that, we talk on this show about you need to have the perfect space and all the rest of it, but you can actually make the perfect space out of something that's completely imperfect as well, which is why I thought that was an interesting thing to talk about.
And what mic was she on, if I missed that?
As I understand it, she's on a KSM 32, I think, a Shaw.
All the better. I mean, it sounded great. I mean, it's the acoustics are like the black art. I always say that. There's just no real straight up plans for doing every space, but it's not harder than soundproofing. Soundproofing is way, way harder, stopping noise from getting in, and that's the hard part, right?
Yeah, well, she's even got that nailed because she's all the way out in western New South Wales, so it's just her and the sheep, really.
Yeah, well, location. So she's got a quiet spot. It's isolated. Like in my apartment, if I really was trying to find the quietest ambient room in the whole place, it's going to be the ensuite bathroom in my bedroom because it has no windows.
Yeah.
It's the only space in our apartment that has no windows. It is the quietest room in the place. I would have to do all that stuff, but trust me, my girlfriend would not be thrilled with having the shower and everything in that room rendered useless. But, if I had no choice at all, and I didn't have a booth like I have already, that would be my choice because it is definitely quieter in there than anywhere else in the house or in the apartment anyway. If the neighbor downstairs is in their bathroom or if they're playing music, I might hear that. But
singing in the shower,
it's a quiet spot.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
La la la.
Yeah, singing in the shower. Yeah,
that's
thankfully
right.
she doesn't do that. My neighbor downstairs snores. That's about the only thing.
What I'm curious about, if she's out in the western region of New South Wales, is she in a town or is she on a property?
Cowra, from memory.
I was saying, with what's her internet like?
We had no problems. We recorded via Source Connect for 2 hours and then another 2-hour session a couple of days later. Not an issue. Strong.
Wow.
Perfect.
I wonder what she's using.
I don't know. To be honest, I didn't ask.
Could be one of those situations where it's a very low density area, and not too long ago they did some kind of network improvements to the area.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not sharing her connection with thousands of neighbors,
Yeah, true.
And that could make it super stable,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. No, it held up perfectly. So, yeah, no, she was great.
You guys don't have Starlink down there yet, do you?
No, not yet. Well, actually, do we?
It's not Starlink.
I think we do, yeah, because I was talking to you when we were doing a show a couple of weeks ago. You were talking about your internet, and I was looking it up. You can get Starlink. So, yeah, we must have it here.
I would not get Starlink
Oh, no,
in principle. Yeah.
But you could.
Well, in principle and cost,
Yeah.
too. It's pretty damn expensive.
Yeah. No.
Is it really?
But if you have no choice, it can make all the difference between, having connectivity and working or not. And you live where you choose to live.
Yeah.
Australian broadband is such rubbish. It really is.
Well, I mean, and the other thing is, like, I've sort of inquired about getting fibre to the house, and sorry, not available in your area, mate.
Yeah.
No, that's how LA is. LA only has fiber in like very specific areas.
Right.
I'm just super lucky that this area along the coast does have fiber because it was run to the homes many, years ago by Verizon. And that was, they had an initiative. Their plan was to get everybody on fiber until they realized they just can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was too expensive.
Yeah.
And they just stopped. So if you're in the right areas, you're gold. And if not, you ain't got fiber.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Yeah. Well, they've only just started it here. Well, I got a thing in the mail the other day at my place. I'm sort of, 25, 30 Ks out of the Sydney CBD. I got a message the other day saying we can finally get fibre to the premises. But
Yeah. Now, going back to that studio, or the setup she had in her ensuite, I'm assuming, being an ensuite, the walls were tiled in part. Maybe not to the ceiling, but there would certainly be some tiles in there.
Yep.
And then she's got moving blankets around the walls.
Yep.
How far off the walls were those blankets, I wonder?
She actually sent me a message.
Because I'm just kind of thinking, if they're really close to the wall, the blanket's not going to do a huge amount.
No. Hang on a sec. I think she said something about carpet on the wall as well.
Oh, okay.
If I go, hang on, let me go.
Things get interesting when people just start improvising and layering, because then it's like impossible to really predict what's going to happen. And a lot of people just do that because they just take whatever they have handy, whatever they can get, and they just start adding more and layering.
Yep, here we go.
Yeah.
Samara. Here we go. I'll give you a quick rundown. I made this studio in 2019. It was an ensuite bathroom, just a basin and a shower, no toilet, that wasn't being used because the waterproofing was dodgy. It's about 3 meters by 2 meters. I'd previously bought moving blankets and eggshell acoustic foam for the previous iterations of my studio. And in a cupboard under the stairs. So 6 moving blankets and 2 boxes of foam that all cost me maybe $200. I bought 2 meter by 1.5 meter acoustic panel from an old theatre for $10 on Marketplace. We had to seal up the drains, shower and basin to keep moisture and smells out. We removed the shower walls but left the basin because plumbing. Used a staple gun just to cover all the walls and ceiling with moving blankets, went around the basin and a towel rail, and there's a structural pillar against one wall as well, so the blanket walls are odd shapes, which probably helps, to be fair.
Yeah.
Added the foam in all corners and the door, and plonked the panel in the corner where the mic goes. It took a bit of experimenting with where to put foam and how to place my desk and microphone to get rid of echoes and noise. Added foam on the flat side panel of my desk because it was bouncing sound. And the kitchen is above me, so we had to put a rubber mat under the fridge because the fridge noise was vibrating down here.
Wow. They put some real effort into
Yeah.
this. This isn't just like a quickie slapdash thing,
I had an old foam mattress against another wall to reduce room noise. An off-cut of carpet for the floor was about $100 from a flooring place, so maybe $300 to $400 altogether. I do have photos that she sent me, so check out the show notes and I'll upload those up there. There's actually some photos of them building it and what it looks like now. So yeah, she's done a great job.
There you
She
go.
really has. And as you say, a lot of thought.
If it sounds good, it is good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally. That's it.
Did you say it was 3 meters across?
3 meters by 2 meters, I think she said up the top there. Yeah.
That's pretty big. That's a pretty
That's a
big
big
bathroom, at least by my standards.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably the size of a lot of people's, walk-in closets. But that's a pretty good size. So because of the volume of that room, it's not going to have a lot of low-end response. It's not going to have a lot of low-end resonance, I should say. So with her voice, she's not going to have to worry too much about bass trapping or boominess. And she just has to deal with the mid-range, keeping it from ringing and resonating. And then, of course, reverb, which all the blankets is going to kill the reverb. So sounds like a little bit of time, patience, and listening. She got enough of the treatment in the right places and the mic in the right spot, and Bob's her uncle.
I think that's the trick, isn't it? I mean, we always say that, mic in the right spot. Don't just plonk it in one spot and go, oh, well, that sounds crappy. I'll have to deal with that. Move it around. See where it works
move it
best.
around.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have enough space to move your mic 2 feet, moving it 6-10 centimeters left, right, front, and back can make an audible difference.
Absolutely.
A really noticeable difference. So don't skip that when you're trying to find the sweet spot. And if it's a really small booth, like a 4x4 foot or a 1.2 meter by 1.2 meter booth, it's even more critical.
Yeah.
Finding the sweet spot.
And I've got the ideal mic for her thing, which I'll show you because we're looking at each other on camera. We'll explain after. But there you go. A microphone, soap on a rope.
Soap on a rope.
Perfect for your ensuite
Sing
booth.
it loud.
Don't listen to him, Samara.
hilarious.
Seriously.
That's hilarious.
Clown.
Great job. Great job, Samara.
Well, that was fun. Is it over?
The Pro Audio Suite, with thanks to TriBooth and Austrian Audio. Recorded using Source Connect. Edited by Andrew Peters and mixed by Voodoo Radio Imaging with tech support from George the Tech Whittam. Don't forget to subscribe to the show and join in the conversation on our Facebook group. To leave a comment, suggest a topic, or just say g'day, drop us a note at our website, theproaudiosuite.com.